There is one thing in common in every game nowadays, especially in mobile games, and that's greed. The majority of games that come out will have at launch a premium pack, a season pass, microtransactions, cosmetics, and so on. And the more these games get popular, the more companies become greedy and want to suck out all the money of its player base. Unfortunately for us, Last Day on Earth is no different. It started slow back in 2017 with just a few packs you can buy in the shop. We had a few chopper skins that we could find while playing, and that was it. But nowadays, there is pretty much coins and money on everything. Sometimes it even feels like we are forced to pay some cash to progress through the game. But how did we get here? How did Last Day on Earth went from an actual survival game where you have to grind and farm resources daily to a game filled with microtransactions? In today's video, we will go over a series of greedy decisions made by Kefir that changed the game for the worse, which led to many players leaving Last Day on Earth for good. Before that though, I want to preface this video by saying that I don't mind a game that has microtransactions, really. It doesn't bother me as long as everything can be accessed for someone who doesn't spend money on the game. I understand that every game company needs to make a profit. Of course, there are better ways than microtransactions, but for me, I can ignore them easily. However, there is another key component that is, I think, extremely important, and that's the fact that the game also needs to receive updates regularly. Kefir can do all the shady and greedy tactics to take out all of our money, they just need to work on some permanent content. To better understand how Last Day on Earth became how it is today, we need to first understand the concept of the game and how it can be easily monetized. Last Day on Earth is a survival game. Collecting resources, killing zombies, and building a shelter are the key gameplay elements. You progress through the game by farming resources, exploring and clearing locations that get harder and harder, building a base with defenses that can withstand zombies and raiders, and so on. You can ask any player in the community and they will tell you that Last Day on Earth is not a game you can play once or twice a week. It is a daily grind. And grind means a lot of time and effort, which means that someone might consider speeding up the process by spending a bit of cash. This is how it all started basically. An in-game shop where you could buy packs of items and resources to cut out the grind. Back in the days, there were not as many packs and offers as today. It wasn't that big of a deal, and to be honest, it is understandable. Some people don't have all the time in the world to spend on a video game, so money is the best solution. However, you will see that as time goes by, it gets worse and worse.
Go to WWE.com and register! I wouldn't want $1 million even smell!
So the in-game shop was the first introduction we had to the concept of microtransactions. But there is actually one more concept that became extremely popular around 2018 and 2019, and that was the Season Pass. Fortnite was the main force behind the Season Pass. Even though it was something that existed way before, Fortnite practically popularized the Season Pass, and by 2025 it became mainstream. Any game will have a Season Pass at launch, and Kefir would also take advantage of that back in 2019. Last Day on Earth first implemented a Season Pass in 2019 back in update 1.14. The concept was easy and straightforward. Seasons were themed around an event. For example, in Season 3, it was all about Bunker Bravo. Then players had to complete tasks, earn points throughout the season, and as you progress, you could earn rewards. Of course, some rewards were for free, while for others, you had to buy the premium version of the Season Pass. And even from the start, we could see the difference between the rewards from free-to-play to the premium version. I mean, just look at this in the Season 3. Level 1 and you can get a tactical backpack, a Milcor MGL, and 200 coins. And don't get me wrong, rewards for free-to-play players were also insane. There's no doubt about that. Plus, the fact that seasons were themed really made the game much more enjoyable. The Season Pass wasn't a problem back then. Everyone liked it, everyone could play along, have fun and get some rewards. And for some, they could also spend some money and get extra rewards. The concept of a Season Pass is not really a problem here. The real problem starts when the developers focus all their efforts on it, banking on the fact that players will always pay for the premium version while leaving behind the actual gameplay of the game. And that's exactly what we start to see in Last Day on Earth. The first red flag is that Kefir have been focusing lately on releasing more and more temporary events for the seasons, or changing the existing ones. Then when it comes to the theme of the seasons, well, it's completely gone by now. In 2025, the seasons are all the same, really no effort is made, except changing the rewards from time to time. Kefir has also decided to change things up a little bit. You can watch this video where I explain the difference between the old and the new season pass, but to sum it up, they basically made it worse. And it is something agreed upon by the LDOE community. It is objectively worse because some rewards have been removed and some have been changed. Of course, if you are paying for the premium pass, you will get massive rewards, but unfortunately for free-to-play players, we are as always left behind with only scraps. Let's take for example the purple blueprints. First, they removed the arena event 2 files of blueprints. Even though the event was hard, the 2 purple mods made it worth it. Then recently, when changing up the season pass, they decided to remove the 3 purple mods you get for free. Not even 1 purple mod is free. So you can clearly see by yourself that Kefir have been making some shady and greedy decisions. And it doesn't stop here. As I said before, Kefir has been more and more focusing on temporary content. Business-wise, it is a great idea, because you can just keep recycling old events, like we see with the Winter of Despair, the Chinese New Year, the Leprechaun's Leg, and so on, adding over and over again new skins and cosmetics and a new season pass every 21 days, which of course players will buy it instantly. But when it comes to actually updating the game, we rarely see it these days. Back in the day, we used to get update after update, location after location, new features and mechanics left and right. We had some temporary events of course, but it was rare. Most of the focus was towards the permanent content of the game. Nowadays, we get events every other day. Sometimes they don't really add much. Take for example the Leprechaun's Leg. Let's be honest, it is just a reskin of the Pursuit of Luck event. There is, of course, the addition of the Greedy, but that's about it. To end this point about the seasons, most people agree that the new season pass is worse. A few days ago, I asked you guys about your opinion, and the majority voted for the old season pass to be back. For me, I'll always dislike the way the seasons are heading. The fact that we are still getting the same seasons over and over again, with same recycled events, it always bothered me. It's getting worse and worse as time goes by. At this point, Kefir should really sit down and consider taking better decisions that could actually help improve the game. I talked earlier about the difference between free-to-play and premium players, and I want to expand a little bit on that. When it comes to rewards in Last Day on Earth, it seems Kefir is always trying to favor the premium players while ignoring the free-to-play players. One clear example is the Season Pass. The free rewards are basic resources, blanks, stone, turkey, coal and whatnot. At level 78, which is supposed to be hard to reach, you will get 10 engine parts. I think I don't really need to say anything. While for premium players, it is completely different. Just from the first 20 levels, you can get pretty awesome rewards. A fully modded VSS, a biker's armor, a Genesis weapon, 2 energy drinks, a fully modded AK, and let's not forget about the crates. If you choose the coins, you would be able to earn up to 325 coins, and that's just from the 20 levels, which you can easily level up by clearing Bunker Alpha, Normal and Hard mode. Another example of favoring premium players is the progression of events. Kefir has a tendency of making events that can't be completed within a limited time, forcing players to spend coins in order to reach the final levels. For instance, in the headhunting arena, as a free-to-play player, you couldn't complete the event, because we only had 3 battles per day, which wasn't enough to earn points and level up. So if you really wanted to finish it, you had to throw in a couple of coins. Is this greed, or is this just Kefir trying to make a profit? I will say this again, because I know some of you will say that I don't want Kefir to make money or that I want them to fail. But no, I really want them to succeed, and it doesn't matter for me how much they make. It is understandable that they are trying to find ways of making a profit, and unfortunately for us, we will have to deal with the recycled temporary events and the shitty season pass. Nevertheless, if we take the example of Fortnite, it is a game filled with microtransactions, skins, cosmetics and whatnot. However, you will see that these days, no one in their community really cares about that, because they are releasing new content regularly, and when a new season comes out, players are excited. It is a big deal. So let me ask you this, are Kefir making decisions to improve the game, or are they just trying to make as much money as possible? For me, it is clear that the company is driven by greed. However, I am still hopeful. We all have seen the new roadmap for 2025, and it looks like they are preparing for something big. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, share your opinion in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.